First off, these kids should get the chair. I don't think that's debatable. Okay, that's the first thing I'm saying. Okay, chair, locked, looking into the camera, tears streaming down their face. Ka-chunk! Okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna say. Now, the second thing I'm gonna say is, look, I think people who take the whole bowl are the reason why our society is failing, okay? Look, every single time on Halloween, I'd walk up to a house during the end of the night because I'm the one putting in the legwork. I'm the one who cares. I'm the one who wants those big pieces of candy. And I walk up to these bowls and they're empty. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, there wasn't those many kids that passed by here. And I'm like, Jeremiah, that piece of shit, I know exactly what he did. I'm thinking, I'm making a criminal profile in my head of the people who stole the candy that rightfully belongs to me. What is this one that you posted your own tweet, Heemed?
Which one?
Hot take, I don't blame the kids for doing this. Oh, is this the Halloween one?
Yeah, I wonder what your guys' takes was on this.
Wait, for what?
But the original tweet was deleted.
I think I might be able to pull it up because I can still see the video. I think I might have to screen share.
Okay, get me the video because I'm gonna disagree with you hardcore on this.
Oh,
wait, what is it about?
The video is gone. The video is gone, but we can talk about it anyways.
Is it really gone? Is there nowhere?
The guy deleted it, yeah. But like I feel like I was able to see it before, even though it was deleted. You know what I mean? But now I can't. I'm not sure why.
So the video's gone, but what the video showed was kids walked up to a Halloween bowl, and it said "Take one only," and then the kids took the entire bowl. That's the story.
I'm sorry, how did this produce discourse? This happens every Halloween to like 1/3 of houses.
Oh, hang on, let me tell you. Let me tell you. All right. So this was tweeted up by Jared Monroe, who's like, I don't know if he's like associated with Jesse Lee Peterson, or I don't know why the fuck I follow this guy, but like I like to have a mixture of people I follow on Twitter, and I followed this guy. So I see him post this, right? And then at first I'm like, I just responded to it because my take is, listen, if you're gonna leave candy out and a bunch of kids come and take all of the candy, tough shit. You decided to put a bowl of candy out and kids came and took it. Like, it's Halloween. That's what you're asking for, right? But then I looked in the comments. Oh my God, Vaush, Dylan. Every comment was, of course, 13% of the trick-or-treaters. Of course.
Was the kid black?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why Okay, so I do think it's like shitty behavior from a kid. Like, I think it's disordered behavior because we should be able to expect young people even to be, you know, like kind and reciprocal, even in private, if they feel like they're not being watched. But like, isn't this a parent issue? Whenever I see like kids being shitty, my first thought always goes to the parents because I can't fathom any situation in which a 13-year-old's disordered behavior is not at least somehow adjacently related to them being raised poorly, right? I mean, like if they stole the candy or whatever. Also, is it even that big of a deal? I mean, like,
I was raised fucking amazing.
I'll let you guys finish, and then I'll come and yell at you both and tell you why you're wrong.
Please, I can't wait. My parents raised me, bro. Amazing, fucking fantastic parents. Shout out to them. I'm very polite. I feel like I have a very good like emotional intelligence. I would have done some shit like this. You're a kid. There's literally no repercussions for taking the candy, and it's Halloween. You're not like stealing it from a store or something like that. Oh, and also Lauren Southern commented on it and was like, this is what happens in the big cities. There's a moral sickness in the big cities. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm like, white supremacy is a moral sickness.
Yeah, as if people aren't stealing shit in fucking rural. Have you ever like? Do you have rural fucking relatives? These motherfuckers, like there are rural families that have like generations long feuds with their neighbors, where they're like stealing shit from each other's backyards, and it's like the idea that it's just.
I lived in the rural town too. It was the same shit. Like you just. But anyways, I don't think it's a big deal.
She's not talking about like cities, right?
Yeah. Like, so you think it's no big deal if the kids come and take the candy? What's your take, Vaush? I want a position on this before.
I mean, I think it's bad. Like, kids should be taught not to do that stuff. I think it's okay to be upset about it. I just, it's to me, it's like a very petty or a very trivial crime because this shit happened all the time to like every family that I noticed doing trick or treat stuff back in Beverly Hills when I grew up. It was just accepted. Like, yeah, you're jack-o'-lantern is going to get smashed eventually. Your candy will get stolen. They're literally kids. Like, of course that's going to happen. Like, is it bad? Yeah, but I mean,
Let me ask you one more question, Dylan. You keep eating your ice cream sandwich. If they were teenagers versus like 10-year-olds, do you draw a difference between them?
interesting.
Because these kids were like in their 13, maybe.
Wait, did you hear Dylan and I didn't?
Wait,
What?
no, I thought you said you asked the question was to you, Vaush. You said, "Let me
Yeah.
finish my ice cream sandwich."
You didn't hear me again,
Wait,
Vaush?
wait, I thought you said Dylan. Wait, that was
No, he
for
said,
me?
Dylan,
Dylan-
finish your ice cream sandwich. Vaush,
Oh,
once again,
fuck,
see,
okay,
these are the
sorry.
type of people that sympathize with candy stealers. The
Sorry,
uneducated.
I was just waiting. Okay, I must have sounded like a total jackass there. Yo,
He says
difference
interesting. He's thinking about it. I can't wait to. He's synthesizing a take.
difference between 10 and 14. Honestly, at 10 years old, you're barely like a moral agent. If a 10-year-old does something shitty, like I can barely even get mad about it. Only at the parents or the other the other people with power over that kid. I think by 14, you're old enough that it's like okay to see you do something shitty and get mad at you for it. You know, maybe not the same way that you would with an adult, but like you're old enough to know what the fuck you're doing. But a 10-year-old is like a stupid blob that plays Pokemon. Like they're they're a little idiot. Like so yeah.
My take is that it's even appropriate up until like 19, 20. I would be okay with it because I think that like in your teen years, you're more risk taking. You're gonna try to, do some shit that you would. A 10-year-old might not do that because they're afraid that like they'll get in trouble or something. But a 15-year-old is definitely more likely to do that, and I sympathize with. I'm telling you guys, this is the kind of. Stop
what do
shaking
you-
your fucking head, Dylan.
What do you mean by okay with though? Like it's still
Okay,
a
so
bad
what I mean
thing,
is,
right?
okay,
I mean,
yeah. So what I mean is, if my kid comes home and says, "Hey, I did this," I'm gonna say, "You should not have fucking done this. This is not how I raised you, and I would never raise my kids to do this." But if I was like walking down on the sidewalk and I saw some kids doing this, I wouldn't be like, "Hey, stop this!" Or like what this family did. They went on their camera, they snipped the videos of all the sad kids that came up when the bowl was empty. They like made an entire compilation video throughout the night. It's like, don't be mad. Like, what do you care if 10 kids take one candy each or if one kid takes 10 candies? It's fucking Halloween. They're kids.
Dylan, I think it's time for
Go
you
ahead,
to give your
Dylan.
perspective.
Okay, so
Man
number
started
one.
this is, by the way, is a motherfucker that starts with dessert first, okay? Just so you know, he started his dinner with dessert first.
No,
Go ahead.
I ate the wings
Based.
first. Now, first off, these kids should get the chair. I don't think that's debatable. Okay, that's the first thing I'm saying. Okay, chair, locked, looking into the camera, tears streaming down their face. Ka-chunk! Okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna say. Now, the second thing I'm gonna say is, look, I think people who take the whole bowl are the reason why our society is failing, okay? Look, every single time on Halloween, I'd walk up to a house during the end of the night because I'm the one putting in the legwork. I'm the one who cares. I'm the one who wants those big pieces of candy. And I walk up to these bowls and they're empty. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, there wasn't those many kids that passed by here. And I'm like, Jeremiah, that piece of shit, I know exactly what he did. I'm thinking, I'm making a criminal profile in my head of the people who stole the candy that rightfully belongs to me, right?
Bullshit.
Now these kids, maybe they are misguided souls. Maybe they're the next like main character of Breaking Bad. We cannot know. It's 50-50 either chance. But we need to make sure that the rightful amount of candy goes to the rightful amount of kids. And these hardcore candy felons need to leave the candy in the bowl and take the proper amount. If the note says take one piece of candy, take one piece of candy. Now, I understand. What about this house right here? You don't know the family who lives here. Maybe you do and you don't like them. That's one thing. To disregard their kindness in giving you candy, that's to do one thing. But the worst part of it is all the kids you're screwing who come after you. All the kids who come after you just wanting an Almond Joy, just wanting a Snickers that you have now robbed of the opportunity to have a piece of candy. And that's what's wrong with what these kids did. They didn't only screw over.
This guy
No,
thinks he's running for school president.
This is not
bro.
only.
What the hell
They
is
didn't
this?
only screw out the people who gave them the candy. They also screwed over the other kids who wanted candy. And that is unforgivable.
Cap it off
All
with
right.
something racist. Talk about the inner city and how it breeds degeneracy.
Look, I'm being real right now. All I'm saying is people who take the whole bowl, they're kind of fuckheads. And I'm not saying they should be thrown in prison, okay? I do think they should
You
get
said
the
they should be killed.
You wouldn't want to waste prison resources on them.
Exactly. All I'm saying is like, look, I don't think it's a terrible idea to say, hey, you shouldn't do this. And obviously, they shouldn't. They shouldn't do it.
Bro. What are kids supposed to do, Dylan? Why don't you go ahead and tell me? Every kid
Take
is
one
supposed
piece
to
of
be a
candy.
fucking, huh?
Wait.
Bro,
Okay,
kids
let
are
me ask you a
kids.
question. Kids are kids. Okay, so let's say my kids are being kids, and like my kid like knocks out your kid. We can't just we can't.
No, hang on.
Let me finish. Now, obviously, they're kids, and so we're not gonna treat it like an adult man assaulting another adult man. But it doesn't mean you just hand wave them doing a bad thing. They did a bad thing here. It isn't a criminal thing where they should be thrown away, but it's something that should be discouraged in order to enforce law and order on Halloween.
You can discourage it, but not get butthurt over it. Like you making a fucking presidential speech about it and shit. Like,
look, all I know is I remember the tears streaming down my
bro,
face.
now
'cause I
I'm
didn't
gonna
get
do
the
it.
candy I
Now
deserved.
I'm going trick or
I
treating
remember
next
that.
year just to
I remember
spite your
that.
ass.
I remember. I'm gonna be like
Yeah.
one of those Mirror Me TV interviews. You want to taste the bottom of my shoe? Oh fuck! You never seen those interviews from the Middle East where they take off the shoes and they start throwing it at each other?
Heem, you stole a lot of candy when you were young, right? There's
Of
definitely
course,
like,
bro.
a
You
level
know
of
why?
personal-
I mean,
yeah.
you know why? Because my mom is a dietitian, so her rule was whatever candy you can collect on Halloween, that's your candy for the whole year.
Oh shit!
And then she would like put it in the pantry, and we'd have to like ration it out for the rest
That's
of the
a
year.
very toxic incentive. Holy fuck! I think if I was you, I would be like, fuck, I would like take the gun, like start wandering like
Eating kid. I put rocks
like a,
in my
like a Halloween
pillowcase.
burglar, you know? Like, yeah, they left a lot of candy out in the bowl out front. I bet they have even more in their fucking pantry. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Yeah,
let me ask you a question, Heem. If your kids did this and you were there and you just saw it happen, what would you do?
I'd probably
cuss
like
my kids out.
I'd probably get like, hey, you fucking scamps or some shit like that. I don't know. Like if I get super fucking mad about it, they'll probably laugh, right? But if you make fun of them, teenagers or like young kids, like they like it when people who don't have direct control over them get angry at them because it's a validation of their power, and they get furious when you laugh at them. If you always like, if you're trying to make children feel bad, just laugh at them, okay? As soon as they're old enough to feel shame, that's all you need to do.
Look, I'm not saying they need to go to prison. I'm just saying this is not good behavior and it should be discouraged.
But from your own parents.
Well, yes, your own parents. But then here's the question. What if your parents suck and they won't discourage it?
You'll grow out of it, bro. What do you think? One day you're stealing candy, or one day you're taking a bowl full of candy, and the next you're robbing banks?
That I don't agree with, because like, yeah, I do think that disordered behavior can escalate if not.
Okay, one second. Here we go. Do you guys make an equivalence between taking all the candy and, let's say, stealing candy from a convenience store?
No, but I think it's about like your ability to feel compassion for people who aren't there with you, right? Like if you take candy, you are fucking over the people who come. Well,
candy to
but
prison pipeline, okay?
Well, but like shitty teens do often turn to shitty adults, right? Like we all know that kid from high school who was like a huge shit and nobody ever called him out in it, and he like his parents like let them get away with everything, and then they grew up and nothing ever changed, but life got more hard, so they just became a burnout. Some of them turned to crime, sure, but I think just a lot of them turned to shitty adults. So I don't know.
This is some bullshit. You know that guy who's a crackhead? He started out smoking weed. This is what you guys are doing right now.
No, because there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. But like, I don't know, if you're taking a bunch of... Well, wait, there is something wrong with taking a bunch of
yeah, there is something
candy.
wrong with theft, Heemed.
Well, it's not theft. It is theft, but it's theft from the from the commons. It's not theft from an individual, right? Like in a way, there's almost something spiritually wrong about it. There's like a pact of trust.
That's deep.
Well, right, because like if you're stealing from an individual, like whatever, it's theft. But the candy that's left out there is sacred. It's the collective candy, you know. It's like a pact that you enter into, like socially, with you and everyone else in the neighborhood. So I think that in a way,
screwing out the people who were given the candy. He screwed out the other people of the commons who needed hold on. Candy.
Pausers. I think I would agree with you guys 100%, but they're kids. Like I would have this expectation you guys are saying of adults. Dylan, pull up this video I just pulled up for you. This is apparently someone said in my chat that Shu wanted us to see this, but I don't know how true that is.
Shu, did you send it to me? Would you here?
Christ.
I put it in the DMs, bro.
Okay, I'll show it on stream quick. 1 second.
Shu affirms that this is indeed something that she wants.
All right, here we go.
Well, this little girl tries to tell her dad that they should leave candy for other kids, but no, he just takes it all. Loser dad of the year. Here, let's watch this.
All of it? Take everything that was in there? Huh?
I just take a little bit because the trick-or-treaters need some.
Come on, baby.
I got all of it.
No.
Almost all of it. That's enough, Daddy. We need some for the trick-or-treaters.
It's okay. They've already been here. Okay? Pick all of it up. Okay, come on.
This guy is a testament to why we need to bring back public execution.
Okay, one sec. Can I ask? Is Shu in one of your fuckers' chats?
Shu's
Shu,
in my
did
chat.
Shu think I was gonna defend this? Is that why she sent?
Amen. Yeah, you're gonna defend this 100%. This is consistent with
day
what you're
one-
defending. 100%.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you steal. When you're an adult, you steal. It's 1-to-1.
You guys are fucked, bro. This guy
Shu
deserves
said
the
no
chair.
lol. Shu
Oh,
said no
okay.
lol.
This guy deserves
That
the
little
fucking
girl
chair.
has a crazy moral compass, though. What she can't be older than like what 8, and she already understands
She's like
what's
5 or something.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
which,
like
by the way, this
she
is
gets
a
it.
parent teaching her daughter to be a criminal. Like,
Yeah, well,
teach-
that's what I
yes,
was gonna
steal.
say. Is the reason that this is really bad is like the stealing from the commons, whatever. But also, just like look at who's raising this young person. You know, that's what I'm more. That's what makes me more sad. That like,
Look,
this-
the adult version of this dilemma is whether or not you put your shopping cart back
It's
in the shopping
not.
cart retrieval rack when you're an
it's
adult,
not. It's
right?
not. It's
Like
not.
no. Like if you gotta run, like if you just leave it in an like empty parking space, it's not the end of the world or whatever. But there's like a sacred vow that we all hold together as citizens of the world that if you like you have to put it back because otherwise, like what even are you? You know,
It's
like
not
you
the
have
same.
to.
It's not the same because in the shopping cart scenario, which by the way, I watch Cart Narcs on stream all the time. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's fucking fantastic content. It's basically a guy who narcs out people who don't return their shopping carts. It's the funniest shit ever.
Amen.
And yeah, he like approaches them and be like, "Can you guys please return your carts?" And then he'll like live debate them if they ask him why he thinks they should return
Based.
it and shit. Yeah, it's unreal. Anyways, I agree that the shopping cart you should return, but for a couple of reasons. A, you're an adult. B, there's like in this case, you have nothing to lose by taking. Like, you know, you have everything to gain by taking it. But in that case, what do you really have? You get to leave the cart there.
You
and
get a little bit of
leave it?
save time.
I guess.
Well,
Maybe.
I guess for me, right? The first problem was that these kids were screwing other kids out of candy. That's the reason why the first scenario was bad. Not to mention taking advantage of the person who's giving the candies out generosity. I'm not saying they should go to prison. I'm just saying that that's bad behavior.
Fair.
It should be discouraged. The second one, the reason why the second one's also really terrible is that it shows this little girl trying to be like a good moral person, and her dad literally coming out correcting that behavior in
The second
negative way.
one, which, as we recall, Heem did defend.
Yes.
Okay,
Listen,
wait.
I'm Middle Eastern. I don't know about Halloween. I only know about Eid Mubarak. All right, I don't know about you guys. In Eid Mubarak, they tell us take all the money from your relative's house and shit. Fuck it.
Okay, well, look, it's a sacred holiday. Okay, wait, how about okay? Here's an adjacent issue. Okay. Oh, Harley plays. Thank you for the Twitch raid. I really appreciate that. Hello, Harleyers. So here's an adjacent issue. Okay, maybe you think that what the kid did was super bad or good, whatever. How do you feel about the person on Twitter like compiling the video to showcase the bad behavior?
Well, that's my whole point. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I will admit, like, I think the kid's behavior is bad. That feels like a little weird to me, you know? Like, it's like, maybe it just feels so normal to me. Like, oh, kids taking all the candy from the bowl? Like, that's Halloween. That just shit happens. So the idea of, like, compiling together the video and, like, the people after when there's no candy, that feels like an unnecessary degree of involvement. That's
Some shit
little-
Dylan would do. That's some shit Dylan would do.
Look, okay, number one. The second one, I think.
No,
was
why are you
perfectly-
going to the second one?
Let me
Defend
finish.
the
Let me
first one.
finish. Hey. you gotta let me speak here, okay? This is America, and I have the First Amendment, and I'm going to practice it, okay? Buddy,
I have
pal.
C16. I'm gonna shut your speech down.
Okay, look. The second one, I think, was 100% fine to post, okay? Because the second one, it was showing an adult literally teaching their children to just, like, do crime. Like, please
That
steal,
I'm fine
stealing
with.
is
That
good.
shit was exceptional. Yeah,
Yes.
the one from Shoe.
The first one, I do think, generally, if I was put in that scenario, I probably wouldn't have shared it publicly, or at least I would have blurred the faces out of the kids who did it, right? But I do think that having a public conversation about why this is bad behavior is a good thing to do. And so maybe if I would have posted it, if you blurred the faces out of the kids, it is important. It is important to have this conversation. I think that we need to protect the candy. And you hate candy. You hate children having candy, and you want to stop the majority of the kids from having candy, and you want to help the criminals who are stealing candy from children. That's what you want to do, Heem.
He thinks that kids don't already know this is wrong. Kids do shit that they think that they know is wrong all the time. The whole point of being a kid is to like cross the boundaries and shit and push what's allowed and shit, you know?
Well, no, of course.
I don't know how much they do know, right? Like, isn't it more that it's not that kids do stuff that they know it's wrong, it's that kids don't actually morally process. Like, that's a prefrontal cortex thing. Sometimes the like ramifications of their actions, that the parts of the brain that are literally there to help you process that info just aren't present. I don't know if posting stuff like that will change anything.
It won't.
Right. But maybe if it was a tweet like FYI, just got candy stolen from the bowl in front of my house. I hated these kids when I was a kid and I still hate them at 32 or something. Like, cause then it's anonymized and I don't know, it's still like a good meme tweet or something.
Dylan thinks
I
he's
don't
one
know.
hippy dippy panel away from changing the entire mind of all 13
No, I'm not anti-Dylan here. I think that
Listen, you jumped onto my ship, Vaush. That's it. I'm taking you with me on this
I
topic. All
think-
right, let's go on to the next.
Wait.
I think it's okay to be mad at kids for doing that shit. Children are fucking
Okay.
animals, man.
Have any
They're
of you
like-
seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie?
I have not.
It's been a while. I think I watched it in a
So
plane
in the
once.
movie, the dad stakes out and waits for these like teenagers to come and prank his house and throw eggs and like toilet paper on it with a bucket of water. He's gonna pour on them. I'm thinking what these parents should do. They should set up these bowls of candy, right? And they get like a Chris Hansen setup, right? They have the bowls of candy there. Take one piece, and then what happens when somebody tries to take the whole bowl? They shoot up. They got people with paintball guns peppering them, right? Then a van comes out. Van open. Authorities come out. Handcuffs. Away to the electric chair. That's my solution.
You do the scared straight thing right after
Yes,
then?
scared straight. We take them to We take them to the facility. We take them to like candy factories. Like, you take advantage of my labor that I work every day to produce these Hershey bars. 100%.
Bro, no wonder. You ever heard on Twitter people say Dylan is part of the deep state, war machine, whatever, da 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 da. Look, you can see it right here. He was probably part
I
of the...
just use real bullets. Like, why the pussy shit, Dylan?
Yeah,
Look,
he would. This is
I'm,
just for on stream.
Because I'm a dove. I'm a peaceful man, and so only paintballs. Paintballs and
I don't know.
sandbags.
The thing is, like, okay, so we know how the messages we put out culturally have a huge influence on the behavior of adults, right? Like, if we normalize really bad behavior, like racism or sexism, then we know that has like a downstream effect on how people interpret like the morality of the things that they do and don't do. I wonder how much that influences kids. How much, by putting out good messaging, how much can you influence the behavior of literal children? Maybe when they grow older, like they can reflect on those messages and change their behavior. But if you're like 12, what do you do to make a 12-year-old more morally responsible? Like, how does that, you know what I mean? Like, how do you do that?
I think for sure they're like, I don't know if they still watch shows or whatever from whatever. They definitely
They
kids
still
learn a lot
watch
of
shows.
I swear to God, I don't know, but they learn a
They
lot.
probably
from
watch shows.
I don't know. They I swear to God, I wouldn't be surprised if kids didn't watch shows anymore. Why would they? They have TikTok and shit. But yeah, I don't know. I think that I agree that the messaging can help, but I still think that Dylan seems to think that the kids just aren't aware. There's a lack of awareness, but hey, it's okay.
Well, no, I do
Alright.
think there could be a certain level of like if I do something I know that like littering's bad, and I think most people know that littering's bad, right? But I don't think that it really hit me as much as I shouldn't be littering until I got more involved with environmental activism, right? And I think that if people are made more aware why something's bad, or it's explained to them the consequences of what happens when they do a bad thing. Like most people think, well, I'm just taking this candy, so that means these people, these bozos, just gave me a free ride. They don't think about all the kids that are going to come after them. They're going to look at this bowl being like, damn, I don't get a Hershey bar. I don't get a Twizzler. I don't get any of the whatever shitty black licorice candy. They don't think of that. And I think explaining it to them and showing them why it's bad could be helpful to correct that behavior.
I just know when I took all the candy, Dylan was the kid that came up after me, and that's gonna help me sleep at night tonight.
I think the really thing that helps is empathy, like learned empathy. I didn't
agree.
really get how to sympathize with people who had mental illness issues until I had a depressive sprout in college. So I guess what I'm saying is maybe what we should do is we should steal candy from the kids who stole the candy, right? Like we should have their candy like out, okay? And we should be like, okay, we saw you stealing, okay? And just to show you how it feels, we're all gonna take one piece of candy from your bag, okay? So it's like you're the one giving it out, and the first person to walk up to their bag takes all of it and runs off. I think that would instill a
Amen.
positive message right
well, we
there.
should do that with their college funds.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.